It's not that complicated. And I'm going to give you 3 things today that if you even just apply one of them, one of the things that resonates with you and feels right to you, it's not rocket science, it's simple golf, but it is going to dramatically change how you strike the ball, how consistent you are, and it will stop you coming over the top, causing slices, duffing the ball, so many good things. And because it's the art of simple golf, it's easy, all right? Let's get into it. The trail hand, okay? What happens is, like a lot of the over-the-top issues are not because of a swing path, all right? Or, I mean, it is the swing path, but it's not, you're not trying to do that, are you? You're not trying to spin the shoulders over the top, but why is that instinct happening? You sort of tell yourself, I don't want to do that. I want to try and hit it over there. But the instinct takes over because what's happening is, it's not anything else apart from the club face. We have an open club face as we're either taking the club back or into transition here. So what happens with that open club face is self-preservation to sort of, you know, if we just carried on normal, that club face would launch all the way over there, okay? That's what's going to happen. We don't really want that. So we need to feel that we're going to shut it a little bit, because by doing that, automatically your instinct will take over, that you don't have to salvage anything, and you can just allow the club to drop a little bit easier. Let's say I'm going to open this club face, I'm going to fan it open, I'm going to keep it open, and I'm not going to, you know, bring the swing over the top at all, okay? I'm just going to do this, all right? And that just goes all the way to the right. Sort of started right, finished right. So I kind of tried to do that as a normal swing. If I was to self-preserve and think, okay, I don't want this going right, I want it to go left, what happens is I open it up and I pull it left, okay? And that now is not going quite as far to the right, but I keep pulling further to the left again and again to try and get that shot to come back round, because I've got an open club face, like it's pointing it to the sky, and I'm somewhat here, and I'm trying to kind of get it that way, and I'm coming over the top more and more and more, and it's like the further I try and hit it left, it's almost the further it goes right. That's what happens. Is this an issue for you? Like, I presume if you're watching this far, that coming over the top and hitting slices and duffing shots is a bit of a frustration, but does it feel like you come over the top, that you get to the top and you rush, or you're holding onto that face open? Let me know below. Instead of opening the face like that, we're going to hinge it this way a little bit more. So it's going to feel like it's not this action so much, it's more this, all right? Does that make sense? It's more here. Because from there, see, we've got a nice square club face. As we come down, it's square. It can't go anywhere else. That's the beauty of it. Instead of picking the club up this way, you're going to feel like the wrist is hinging. The back of the right wrist is holding on. And what that's going to do, if you hold on to that a little bit throughout the swing, it's going to give you that beautiful contact where the back of the hand is facing up to the sky, and we can compress down. And I tell you, just by doing that, I'm going to exaggerate, but just by doing that, you can even do some preset swings here where you're setting the wrist into that position. Make a swing here. It feels very awkward to come, you know, over the top that way. And even if you do, the ball's going to go a lot straighter. It's not going to curve off to the right. So as I said, there's going to be another lesson on this, but just try noticing how you're hinging the wrist. Are you hinging it this way, or are you hinging it this way, shortening the gap from the back of the hand to the wrist, all right? Try that, because it's going to help you square up that club face. And then what you do, you straighten the hands as you come through into impact here, and you're going to get that really good release and squaring the face where you're not holding it open, and you just won't have the instinct to feel like you've got to spin the shoulders. All right, the next one is if you feel like you still having a tendency to rush and you haven't got that time from the top, what feel do we want? And you might think, okay, I need to shallow, I need to do all this kind of stuff. Yes, you do a little bit because it's going to give you time. But all I want you to feel, one very simple thing, okay? Let's say you're trying the wrist. From here, we're going to feel like this right shoulder is dropping this way. The right shoulder is going, the trail shoulder is going down a little bit there, okay? We're moving forward that way, but the right shoulder is dropping down. The arms are just dropping this way. It's impossible to come over the top that way. Over the top is when the right shoulder sort of stays on top that way. So we want to feel like it's, if anything, kind of going a little bit lower. You see how that automatically just shallows? But there's a caveat to this. Do not just drop the shoulder, and because you'll end up chunking it into the ground. You have to have intent to where you want the ball to go, where you want to throw the club, as it were. So you can drop the shoulder, but you have to keep momentum going that way. It's a wonderful feel because you get to here. That's when you can apply the speed in the hands. Even if you're, in your 70s, I know this works because you're kind of giving yourself a nice bit of time and then you accelerate through, okay? Very easy, very effective. Number 3 is a drill to give you a wonderful feel. And I'd love you to try it right now because all you need is, well, even just one golf club will do. 2 will be great. Grab 2 clubs. Doesn't matter what 2 clubs. What we're trying to feel is here, if you want to use the right wrist, if you want to use the, delay, feeling like you're dropping the trail shoulder, what we're trying to do here is feel like we are releasing through with acceleration whilst kind of staying behind it and not spinning open, okay? And it's going to look something like this, all right? It's going to look something like that, to exaggerate. Because you can't really accomplish this if you're not maintaining the hand on the club here, all right? What we're doing is that, okay? That's it. It's a wonderful feel because you'll realize that that's all you need to do for a golf swing. And yes, we want everything to sort of come up a little bit taller here, all right, to get, to a nice balanced finish. But notice one key thing. I'm not staying flat-footed. I'm not just doing this. It's not just the hands wafting through. There's energy and momentum there. See that? My feet are alive. I'm using that movement. But it's going to stop me, spinning open from the top, coming over the top, and I've got that energy and flow. You practice that a few times, get that sensation, and then just try and replicate, even just a few short swings, that same sort of feel to get the release that you want, okay? It's going to give you the golf swing that feels effortless, but it's almost impossible to spin open, all right? And get that sort of cutting action on the ball. It's easy, and it's a great drill that you can do right now. The last sort of bonus tip I'm going to give you, we're not going to walk through it because we've got other stuff on it, is be precise with your intent. Meaning, have your shot, but also have an intermediate point, about 1 foot in front of the ball, to make sure that that is in conjunction with the direction you want, the swing path that you want. Don't just make an arbitrary swing. Be precise. Tell your brain, tell your body what you want to do. Not just direction, but flight and height. Even if you're crap, do this. The results are so much better, are so much more reliable. So you have it, me waffling on, talking about those 3 things, but do that. You will stop coming over the top once and for all. The wrist hinge, the trail shoulder dropping, and that drill to swing and release through. But remember, get the energy Get the sort of hips, the feet alive. Don't just waft it with your hands, all right? Do that, and let me know how you get on. Let me know if they help. I'm certain they will. They've helped, hundreds, if not thousands of others that we've given even one of these things to. And I reckon you'll be the same. If you haven't already, right, there's a link below that's going to give you a free series to help you learn a little bit more about the art of simple golf, like swing philosophy, and really help every department of your game. But thanks for watching. Like and subscribe if you're not already, and I will see you next time.